Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right guys, so let's get into it. Today we have some big breaking news to report to everybody, and that's coming hot off the heels of the 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way Tell-All Part 3. It's getting hard to keep track of all the different parts to the tell-all, spanning almost an entire month of tell-all. But regardless, that was an explosive part 3 to the tell-all. Tons of information has come out. People feel very strongly about a bunch of different people, and I am going to have some videos about that coming out later today or probably tomorrow. Shekinah, for one, is getting roasted online. So her and Sarper, the two plastic clowns on the season of The Other Way, they're getting some heat for what was going down at the tell-all. So we'll have some stuff about that probably coming out a little later. But today's video is about TJ and Kimberly. Now, this was one of the more dramatic couples this season, and a big part of that was because of Kimberly's inability to adapt, to India and to adapt in TJ's household in Jaipur, India. And so it led to a lot of drama. It led to a lot of arguments between Kimberly and TJ, but also between Kimberly and Yash, TJ's brother, as well as his family. And that whole situation was a complete disaster. And finally, Kimberly came back home to the USA, and then she went on a massive rant where she hinted that she was done with India, never wanted to go back. She completely dumped on everything that had to do with India. But to be fair to her, she was talking about her, her perspective, her experience, and also hinted that, things were not really going well with TJ. And so it appeared that these two were broken up. However, right after the tell-all aired, news broke out that TJ actually has made his way to America. And so this couple is still very much together. I don't know if they broke up and got back together. I don't know exactly what happened between when the tell-all filmed and now in present day. The only thing that I know is that Kimberly moved. I believe she moved to Colorado recently. We covered that in a prior video. So let's take a look at what's going on with TJ's, making the move to America. So obviously this means that they're still together. Does this mean that they're going to come back on the show, perhaps on a Happily Ever After, or just on 90 Day Fiancé, not the spin-off, the original show? We don't know. However, my inclination is that these two for sure are coming back on the show. And as I was watching the series and even the tell-all, and I know that Kimberly gets a lot of hate. People don't like her on the internet. However, I really thought that TLC was going to try to bring these two back together, simply because whether you like or dislike Kimberly, it doesn't matter. These two had a real storyline to play out, unlike Sarper and Shekinah. And like I said, we'll get to them in a different video, but that's a fake storyline, and that's complete BS. This was a real storyline with real drama, and we got to see Kimberly try to adapt and fail, a lot of it because of her own faults, to India. And now we're going to see probably the other way, or at least the other way in terms of TJ now coming to the USA. And so I find that to be interesting and intriguing. And I know a lot of people, when it comes to Jenny and Sumit, want Sumit to come to the US as well to see what it would be like. So it appears that we probably will get to see TJ on a show on 90 Day Fiancé in the future. So let's take a look at what's going on. Kimberly and TJ's shocking new relationship update revealed after the tell-all drama. So Kimberly Rochelle shocks fans with an update about the Demasu-ay, aka TJ Goswami, after hinting at a divorce during the tell-all. So TJ joins American wife Kimberly in the US after she decides not to go back to India. Kimberly and TJ announced their reunion on Instagram, sharing photos from their flight in the USA. Kimberly initially planned to stay in America for 4 months and expressed doubts about her future with TJ, but it's unclear if TJ's move to the US is permanent or temporary. Now, TJ is currently in the US with his American wife. Kimberly, who's 30, from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, was inclined towards spirituality, just like TJ, which helped them connect on a spiritual social media group. Now, Kimberly claimed that she was clairvoyant and her spirit guides had already revealed her soulmate in her dreams without showing his face. Kimberly realized that it was actually TJ when he messaged her online. Now, Kimberly stayed in India for a year when she got engaged to TJ. She later moved to Jaipur for good on the other way, but clashed with TJ and his family before and after their marriage. Kimberly was back in America for the tell-all and made it clear she had no intention of going back, which could be the reason why TJ joined Kimberly in her country. And this is a picture right here of TJ that very much looks like America. And like I said, I don't know if I said this before, but I believe that Kimberly moved to Colorado recently. And so this might be Colorado. I'm not sure if they say exactly where this is, but this might be Colorado. And here is a video of TJ at the airport. And, you know, we can barely see his face. Oh, there he is. There he is. And let's see what else we can see. So it looks like they were on a flight together. And I wonder what is going on. You think you think you know a person until they leave you on the dust on an airplane, but he sure is cute, though. This is what Kimberly said. So they were on a flight together, and you can see the pictures here. TJ sleeping on the airplane, holding hands, I guess. Pictures of outside the window, more holding hands stuff, and then, I guess, getting off the airplane. I don't know if this was an international or a local flight, so I don't know if... Let's see.
So, whenever we were getting off the plane, TJ, he gets my bag off at the little thingy, right? Very nice of him. Very nice of him to do this shit.
Uh-oh. Let's see, what did we do? What did we do? We got to play it.
And then he puts it down in front of him, and then he steps over it, and then proceeds to dodge through everybody and leaving me behind. I'm like, TJ, you cannot do this in the U.S. And he's like, you're in my way. See him back there? Touristy. I need to tell you what TJ did.
Okay, so let's see the last slide here.
Okay, what just happened?
I was just in the queue in the Starbucks and paying for my cappuccino, and my card declined. And the lady just behind me paid it for me. And I'm like, what? What happened? I didn't get it like for like 30 seconds. I didn't know what happened because the card exchange is done. I don't know. That's a nice offer. I don't know what to do. I don't have any gift to give her. That's a real center.
TJ.
Okay, so there you go. Somebody paying for TJ's coffee because his card declined. Probably because it's an Indian card and maybe he brought it to the USA, because this looks like an American airport and maybe there were some issues there. So I don't know if Kimberly went to India with him or maybe she was just on some kind of local USA flight with him. That part is unclear. So let's take a look at the rest of the article and then we will discuss some more. So they announced the news to their Instagram followers with a collaborative post and an Instagram live they did from the airport. And we kind of read that caption. You're thinking, a person until they leave you on the dust on an airplane, but he's sure cute. In one clip, Kimberly explained that touristy TJ took her bag, stepped over it, and dodged through the crowd to leave her behind. Meanwhile, Kim also recorded TJ saying that his car would decline at Starbucks, and that's a real Santa. Welcome to the U.S., TJ. Good luck, guys. I'm sure it'll be easier here. A fan told Kimberly in the comment section, "You both were my favorite couple. Love from India," wrote an Indian 90 Day Fiancé viewer. Kimberly and TJ confirmed they were still together during the tell-all. Kimberly said she was still living in the apartment above TJ's house during part one of the reunion. However, she changed her decision once she finished filming. So I've heard that before, and it never really made sense to me. How exactly was she still living there if she came back to the U.S. and said she had no intention of going back and basically hasn't gone back as far as I know, unless she has and they were filming? I'm not exactly sure on the timeline. The only thing that I know for sure here is during the tell-all, because I was trying to figure out when the tell-all was filmed. I don't know if, there's concrete information about this. And the reason for that is because I wanted to know more about Danielle and her allegations, because there was some stuff that she said that didn't make sense, and we're going to touch on that in another video, which was the first lady in, when that Danielle brought out, and the lady memory, she was saying that, she received those messages from, Johan in June. And so I was trying to do the math of when they stopped their relationship, but it came out during Brandon and Mary that this was filmed a month after their daughter was born. Their daughter Midnight was born, and I believe she was born at the end of August. And so the tell-all was filmed at the end of September, based on what I'm understanding from the information that I'm getting. So September has already been, like 3 months since then. And so it's been a long time. And actually, this information that we're seeing, all these posts, all these videos and pictures that we're seeing actually could be old. And Kim and TJ might have been in the US for some time, and they might have been filming stuff for some time. We don't know for sure because people keep all that stuff on their phones and then they post it when, when given the green light, or when they think that it can further their storyline. Obviously, they're dropping this a day after the tell-all is not a coincidence. Now, during the tell-all, Kim said that she was living in the apartment above. Kimberly added that she planned on staying in America for at least 4 months. She said that she still loved TJ, but wanted to make a decision that would benefit herself. She made it look like she had bought a one-way ticket to America and had said goodbye to TJ forever. Kimberly has been in America since September 2023, when 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way Tell-All was filmed. So there you go. In November 2023, she claimed she wasn't happy in India and complained about Indian people having body odor. That post, I did a poll about that, and she wasn't really complaining that so much. I mean, a bunch of people on Reddit thought that it was racist. She basically said that people in India don't use deodorant the same way as people in America do. They have a different kind of thing there, and it doesn't last as long, or something like that. I don't know. A lot of people, I did a poll. Most of you thought that that comment was no big deal, but a whole bunch of people on Reddit were making a big fuss about it. And my theory is that because people don't like Kimberly, they're trying to kind of pin anything she says and use it against her, because she gets a lot of dislike, and a lot of it is for a good reason. But a lot of you disagreed that her comments about, the body odor and the deodorant stuff were racist. It seems TJ tried to save his marriage by deciding to move to the U.S. instead of getting Kimberly back to live with his family. However, it's also likely that TJ is just visiting the U.S. for the holidays, and Kim might accompany him when he comes back to India again. So lots of different possibilities there. And this is another post that they did. So day one, officially, my first post after experiencing my first 24 hours in the United States. That was a long journey, 6 hours plus 16 hours flight, then a few domestic ones. So I'm guessing the 6 hours was probably from Jaipur, if not from Delhi, to Dubai or Doha, Qatar, because those are usually the connecting places that will bring your flight to North America from India. I know because I went to India, usually Dubai or Doha, Qatar, and that's about a 6-hour flight or so, or maybe a little less, depends. And the 16-hour flight is likely from the Middle East to the USA, especially if they're in Denver, Colorado, or somewhere on the more of like the western coast. That would probably, that would be about right in my estimation. And of course, they took some more domestic flights, so I don't know exactly where they live. But then he continues, what I see, feel, and happy about, happy faces, smiles, and beautiful people around me, because I can't see any difference when it comes to festivity. Undoubtedly count on my intelligence that I chose these 2-3 weeks. I love the vibes, and I'm looking forward to having more fun and, importantly, understanding the culture here. Wish me good luck. Let's see what God has kept for me. So it appears as if he is kind of confirming that he's here temporarily. He's saying, undoubtedly, I love the vibes, and I'm looking forward to having more fun and understanding the culture. And then he said something about 2 or 3 weeks in there as well. So it appears that perhaps he's happy he chose these 2 or 3 weeks around now. So it appears that maybe he is in the USA temporarily. And of course, Kimberly is in the comment section saying, putting a heart emoji. David Toborowski is wishing him welcome to the USA. Wait, are you here in Little Rock? And then, so it looks like they are in Arkansas. So Little Rock, Arkansas. So perhaps, Kimberly's move to Colorado wasn't quite as permanent as we thought, or I don't know exactly what's going on there, because it looked like in the videos that I saw of Kimberly, it appeared as if she was, she went to Colorado, and in some other videos she was like painting what looked to be an apartment. So maybe she went back to Arkansas. I'm not exactly sure of what is going on there. Perhaps they're filming just this temporary 3-week stay, and this is going to be featured on the show. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But, this is the information that we have out there, guys. Let's see if there's anything else on Kimberly's Instagram. I don't think there is. She posted this 3 hours ago.
I've never claimed to be a relationship expert, and I've never wanted to be one. But what I do know right now is that I am incredibly blessed to have Tejas Goswami in my life. Truly. Last night, and really all of yesterday, ever since he has come to the US, it has been nonstop blessing after blessing, just by his mere presence in my life. Before I met him, I was in a relationship for almost 9 years. It was 8.5 years. And I told him I could not deal with it. I could not be with him if it wasn't going to change. And long story short, it didn't change. Nothing changed. And I was tired of providing for him. And looking back, that's how I was in most of my relationships. I always worked. I always put more monetary investment into the relationship, or more effort in general into a relationship than the person I was with. And
all right, so we're gonna stop it right there. So you get a little bit of a glimpse, and you guys can go and you can watch the rest of that if you're interested. But you get a little bit of a glimpse of, Kimberly and what's going on. So it sounds as if TJ actually. So this is not like a pre-recording, which sometimes, like I said, these people on 90 Day Fiance, they do. They record stuff and then they drop it later when they're no longer bound by an NDA, or when TLC tells them to drop it, and they drop it to kind of, I guess, try to further a certain storyline on the internet. But it sounds, because, we saw also the festivity, the kind of like, Christmassy stuff going on at the airport, and the reference to that. It sounds as if this is in real time. So perhaps what they did is TJ actually timed his flight to the USA to come a day after the tell-all. I mean, it's very easy to do, because when the part 3 drops, when your NDA is done and all of that stuff, and then you can just book a flight for the day after. So not very hard to do. And here Kimberly is talking about her past relationships, how she was always the provider. I guess what she's trying to say is she always felt like she was giving more of herself into the relationship than her partners, her previous partners. And so she appreciated that TJ is, I guess, more of an equal partner, if anything. And, as we saw on this current season of 90 Day Fiance, TJ did a lot for Kimberly. He bent over backwards, built a whole new condo in his place for her, had to take out a loan for like 6 or 7 years, and didn't even tell Kimberly about it. She was actually shocked and flabbergasted during the tell-all to learn of the price, to learn that he did this and he took out a loan. She had no idea. So, TJ didn't tell her whatsoever about his sacrifices. So, yeah, I think that's, I think that was pretty nice of him. And that was a big point of contention during the season of the show. So that's going to do it for today, guys. That was the big video. TJ is in the USA. Whether they're filming or not, I'm not exactly sure. It seems like he's here on a temporary kind of visa, so I don't know if he's going to be here for long. However, I think it would be interesting to film them and see what's going on with TJ and how he's adapting, even if it's only 3 weeks in the USA, because I think that could make for an interesting storyline on the show. And then, of course, it appears that perhaps Kim might be going back to India, which I think is going to be a disaster. If this relationship has any chance of working out, I think that TJ needs to find work, needs to find a job, come to the USA, move to the USA, and spend his life in the USA with Kim, because I do not see Kim ever fully integrating in India based on what we saw on the season of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts about this whole thing in the comment section down below. Would you guys like TLC to be filming TJ's journey in America? And would you guys like to see the show come out in a future season of perhaps Happily Ever After or some other 90 Day Fiancé show? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Please give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button for more content right here on the channel. And I will see you guys very soon. Take care.